Venturing into the shadows, we find ourselves asking a question that few dare to ponder. Are we unknowingly consuming occult messages through our favorite movies and music? This question might seem far-fetched at first, but a closer look at the symbols and themes embedded in popular culture reveals a different story. In an age where entertainment is more accessible than ever, the line between art and influence blurs, leading us to wonder if there's a hidden agenda at play. Occult symbolism, often dismissed as conspiracy theory, has deep roots in human history. These symbols, ranging from the enigmatic all-seeing eye to the mysterious pentagram, have been passed down through the ages, carrying with them the weight of ancient mysticism. From secret societies to religious rituals, these symbols have always held power that some believe is being harnessed by modern media to shape public perception subtly. The concept of hidden messages in entertainment is not new. Throughout history, storytellers have used symbolism to convey deeper meanings, often without the audience's conscious awareness. But what happens when these symbols are tied to occult practices? Can they influence the masses on a subconscious level, guiding thoughts and behaviors in ways we don't fully understand? This is where the discussion takes a darker turn, as we explore the possibility that our entertainment is not as harmless as it seems. Hollywood, often seen as the epicenter of global culture, has been accused of embedding occult symbolism into its films for decades. From the eerie imagery in Rosemary's Baby to the ritualistic undertones in Eyes Wide Shut, these movies do more than entertain. They subtly introduce audiences to a world of esoteric beliefs. The recurring appearance of certain symbols, often hidden in plain sight, raises questions about the true intentions behind their inclusion. In the music industry, the story is much the same. Artists like Led Zeppelin, Madonna, and Beyoncé have all faced scrutiny for their use of occult symbols in album artwork, music videos, and stage performances. Are these just artistic choices, or is there something more sinister at play? The frequency and consistency with which these symbols appear suggest a deliberate attempt to weave occult themes into mainstream consciousness, perhaps as a way to normalize or even promote certain ideologies. As we venture deeper into this topic, we must ask ourselves, what does it mean for us, the audience, to be exposed to these symbols on a daily basis? Are we merely passive consumers, or are we being subtly programmed by the media we consume? The truth might be unsettling, but it's a question worth exploring as we navigate the complex landscape of modern entertainment. The history of occult symbolism is as rich and complex as human civilization itself, tracing back to the earliest forms of religious and mystical practices. From ancient Egypt's Eye of Horus to the pentagrams used in Mesopotamian rituals, these symbols were once the sacred tools of spiritual and religious leaders, used to connect with higher powers and understand the mysteries of the universe. As humanity evolved, these symbols were passed down through generations, often shrouded in secrecy and reserved for those initiated into esoteric knowledge. As time progressed, these ancient symbols found new homes in various religious and philosophical traditions, becoming cornerstones of Western esotericism. The Renaissance saw a resurgence of interest in the occult, with scholars and mystics alike delving into the study of alchemy, astrology, and the Kabbalah. During this period, occult symbols began to infiltrate art, literature, and even architecture, embedding themselves into the cultural fabric of the time. This era laid the groundwork for the symbol's eventual migration into popular culture. By the 18th and 19th centuries, occultism had gained a foothold in Europe and America, with secret societies like the Freemasons and the Rosicrucians playing a significant role in the dissemination of these symbols. These groups, often shrouded in mystery and speculation, used occult symbolism as a means of identifying and communicating with fellow members. Their influence extended into the upper echelons of society, where their esoteric beliefs began to seep into mainstream culture, albeit in a veiled manner. The 20th century marked a significant turning point as occult symbols began to emerge more prominently in mass media, particularly in films and music. The rise of Hollywood and the burgeoning music industry provided new platforms for these ancient symbols to be reborn in a modern context. With the advent of visual media, these symbols were no longer confined to the realms of secret societies or religious sects. They became accessible to the general public, albeit often hidden in plain sight. This infusion of occult symbolism into popular culture was not random. As media became more pervasive, those who understood the power of these symbols recognized their potential to influence the masses. Whether used to convey hidden messages, evoke certain emotions, or align audiences with specific ideologies, these symbols became tools of subtle persuasion. The entertainment industry, with its vast reach and influence, became the perfect vehicle for the dissemination of these esoteric ideas. Today, occult symbolism is more prevalent than ever, woven into the fabric of popular culture in ways both obvious and obscure. While many viewers and listeners may not consciously recognize these symbols, their presence is undeniable. The history of occult symbolism is a testament to its enduring power that has been harnessed by those who understand its potential to shape perceptions and, ultimately, reality. The rise of occult symbolism in Hollywood is not just a coincidence, but a phenomenon that has fascinated and disturbed many for decades. As the epicenter of global entertainment, Hollywood has long been a stage where esoteric symbols and themes are brought to life, often under the guise of artistic expression. But what if there's more to it than just creative storytelling? Many argue that Hollywood has been deliberately embedding occult symbols in films, subtly introducing audiences to a world of hidden meanings and secret practices. Take, for example, the chilling imagery in Rosemary's Baby, a film that has become iconic not just for its horror, but for its deep dive into occult themes. The film's exploration of satanic rituals and dark conspiracies was groundbreaking for its time, leaving viewers with a lingering sense of unease. Similarly, Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut is filled with symbolism that points to secret societies and ritualistic practices, leading many to speculate that Kubrick was revealing hidden truths about the elite's engagement with the occult. These films are far from isolated examples. Across various genres, occult symbols are woven into the fabric of countless movies, often going unnoticed by the casual viewer. The all-seeing eye, pentagrams, and other esoteric symbols frequently appear in the background, subtly influencing the narrative or adding layers of meaning that are accessible only to those who recognize them. This method of embedding symbols is not accidental. It's a deliberate tactic that some believe is used to normalize these ideas and desensitize the public to their implications. The question then arises, why is Hollywood so enamored with occult symbolism? Some theorists suggest that it's a form of soft indoctrination, a way to gradually introduce and normalize occult practices to the masses. By repeatedly exposing audiences to these symbols, the argument goes, filmmakers might be conditioning viewers to accept these concepts subconsciously. Others believe that these symbols serve as a form of communication between those in the know, a way to signal allegiance to certain esoteric beliefs or secret societies. Whether these theories hold water or not, the recurring use of occult symbolism in Hollywood cannot be ignored. Films have the power to shape culture, influence opinions, and even alter perceptions of reality. When occult symbols are repeatedly used in mainstream media, they become part of the collective consciousness, their meanings subtly influencing how we see the world. This raises important questions about the intentions behind their use and the potential impact on those who consume this media. In conclusion, the rise of occult symbolism in Hollywood is a topic that warrants deeper exploration. While some may dismiss these symbols as mere artistic choices, the frequency and consistency of their use suggest otherwise. As viewers, it's essential to be aware of the messages we are being exposed to, and to question whether these symbols are just entertainment or part of a broader agenda. The truth may lie somewhere in between, but the only way to uncover it is by looking beyond the surface and into the shadows where these symbols reside. Occult themes in popular music have sparked intense debate and fascination, with some claiming that the industry is rife with hidden messages and esoteric symbols. From album covers to music videos, the presence of occult imagery has led many to question whether these symbols are simply artistic expressions or deliberate attempts to influence listeners on a deeper level. As music is one of the most powerful forms of media, capable of reaching and impacting millions, the potential implications of these hidden messages are significant. Artists like Led Zeppelin, with their frequent allusions to mysticism and the occult, have been at the forefront of this controversy. Jimmy Page, the band's guitarist, was famously fascinated with Aleister Crowley, a prominent occultist, and even purchased Crowley's former home. The band's music, lyrics, and album art have been dissected by fans and critics alike, who claim to find references to Crowley's teachings and other esoteric ideas. This has led to speculation that Led Zeppelin's massive influence on rock culture was not just musical, but also ideological, subtly spreading occult ideas to a global audience. Madonna and Beyoncé are other prominent examples of artists whose work has been scrutinized for occult symbolism. Madonna, throughout her career, has employed religious and mystical imagery, often blending them in provocative ways that challenge societal norms. Her Like a Prayer music video, for instance, sparked outrage for its blending of Christian and occult symbols, leading to accusations that she was promoting hidden agendas through her art. Similarly, Beyoncé's work has been analyzed for its recurring use of symbols like the all-seeing eye and the pentagram, leading to theories that she is part of a larger occult conspiracy within the music industry. Music videos, with their highly visual nature, are a particularly potent medium for embedding occult symbols. The rapid cuts, surreal imagery, and often ambiguous narratives can create a tapestry of hidden meanings that may not be immediately apparent, but can influence viewers subconsciously. When these symbols are repeated across different artists and genres, they can become normalized, their original esoteric meanings obscured yet still potent on a subconscious level. This repetition may desensitize audiences, making them more accepting of these symbols without understanding their deeper implications. The use of occult themes in music is not limited to a few high-profile artists. It is a widespread phenomenon. Many artists employ symbols like the pyramid, the Eye of Horus, or the phoenix in their work, sometimes as a means of expressing rebellion or individuality, but often without fully understanding the origins and implications of these symbols. This raises the question, are these artists knowingly perpetuating occult themes, or are they merely participating in a trend without grasping its full significance? Either way, the result is the same, the widespread dissemination of occult symbols into the cultural mainstream. In examining occult symbolism in popular music, it's essential to consider the potential impact on listeners. Music is a powerful tool for shaping emotions, attitudes, and even beliefs. When occult symbols are embedded within this medium, they can influence listeners in subtle yet profound ways. Whether this influence is intentional or incidental, the pervasiveness of occult symbolism in music warrants careful consideration. As consumers of media, it's crucial to be aware of the messages we are exposed to and to question whether they align with our values or if they are shaping us in ways we might not fully realize. The role of secret societies in shaping popular culture has long been a topic of intrigue and speculation. Organizations like the Freemasons, the Illuminati, and Aleister Crowley's Thelema are often linked to the entertainment industry, with claims that they use media as a vehicle to spread their esoteric beliefs and agendas. These groups, shrouded in mystery and known for their secretive rituals, are believed by some to wield significant influence over Hollywood, the music industry, and even global politics. But how much truth is there to these claims, and what impact might these societies have on the content we consume? Freemasonry, one of the oldest and most well-known secret societies, has been associated with occult symbolism and esoteric knowledge for centuries. With a membership that has historically included influential figures in politics, business, and the arts, Freemasonry is often seen as a key player in the dissemination of occult themes in popular culture. The Masonic symbols, such as the compass and square, the all-seeing eye, and the number 33, frequently appear in films, music videos, and even corporate logos. Some theorists argue that this is no coincidence, suggesting that these symbols are used to subtly communicate messages or assert control over the masses. The Illuminati, another secretive group often mentioned in connection with the entertainment industry, is said to have infiltrated Hollywood and the music business to further its agenda of global dominance. According to conspiracy theories, the Illuminati uses celebrities and media as tools to manipulate public perception, subtly promoting its ideals of a new world order through occult symbolism. High-profile artists like Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Rihanna are often accused of being members or puppets of the Illuminati, with their work seen as a means of advancing the group's hidden objectives. Whether or not these claims hold any merit, the persistent rumors have sparked widespread curiosity and skepticism among the public. Aleister Crowley's Thelema, a philosophy and religious movement based on his writings, also plays a significant role in discussions about the occult in popular culture. Crowley, often referred to as the wickedest man in the world, was a prolific occultist whose influence extended far beyond his lifetime. His teachings, which emphasize individualism, ritual magic, and the pursuit of one's true will, have found their way into the work of numerous artists, filmmakers, and musicians. Thelema's motto, "Do what thou wilt," has appeared in various forms in pop culture, sometimes openly referenced, other times subtly woven into the fabric of a story or song. This has led to speculation that Crowley's ideas are being kept alive and propagated through the media. The idea that secret societies exert influence over popular culture is both fascinating and disturbing. On one hand, it suggests a hidden layer of meaning behind the content we consume, offering a tantalizing mystery for those who seek to uncover the truth. On the other hand, it raises concerns about the potential manipulation of public consciousness, with media being used as a tool for social engineering by powerful unseen forces. Whether these societies truly wield the power they are often credited with, or whether the connections are merely coincidental, their association with the occult in popular culture continues to captivate the imagination. Ultimately, the role of secret societies in shaping popular culture remains a matter of debate. While some see undeniable evidence of their influence, others dismiss these theories as paranoia or the product of overactive imaginations. However, the recurring appearance of occult symbols and themes in media, along with the undeniable allure of secrecy and power, ensures that these theories will continue to provoke discussion and speculation. As consumers, it's up to us to critically evaluate the content we engage with and consider the possibility that there might be more at play than meets the eye. Decoding occult symbols in popular culture is like unlocking a hidden language that speaks directly to the subconscious. These symbols, often rooted in ancient mysticism and esoteric traditions, carry meanings that go far beyond their surface appearance. Understanding what these symbols represent and how they're used in media can provide valuable insights into the messages being conveyed, whether intentionally or not. But what exactly do these symbols mean, and why are they so frequently used in movies, music, and other forms of entertainment? One of the most common symbols found in popular culture is the all-seeing eye, also known as the Eye of Providence. Traditionally, this symbol represents divine omniscience and protection, often associated with God watching over humanity. However, in modern media, it has taken on more sinister connotations, frequently linked to surveillance, control, and the influence of secret societies like the Illuminati. When this symbol appears in films, music videos, or even corporate logos, it often suggests hidden power structures or the idea of being constantly watched, a theme that resonates with today's surveillance-obsessed society. Another pervasive symbol is the pentagram, which has been used in various religious and occult contexts for centuries. In its upright form, the pentagram is often associated with protection, balance, and the human body, particularly within pagan and Wiccan traditions. However, when inverted, the symbol is commonly linked to Satanism and black magic, representing the inversion of traditional values and the embrace of dark forces. This duality makes the pentagram a powerful tool in visual storytelling, where its orientation can significantly alter the meaning conveyed to the audience. Its use in horror films, rock music, and even fashion often evokes themes of rebellion, danger, and the supernatural. The Baphomet. A goat-headed figure often associated with occultism and demonology is another symbol that frequently appears in popular culture, originating from medieval Christian imagery and later adopted by groups like the Knights Templar and modern Satanists. Baphomet symbolizes the union of opposites, male and female, good and evil, human and animal. In media, Baphomet is often used to convey ideas of duality, hidden knowledge, and the breaking of taboos. Its appearance can be unsettling, deliberately challenging the viewer's perception of morality and the boundaries between right and wrong. The obelisk sexto is another symbol steeped in ancient history, originally associated with the sun god Ra in Egyptian mythology. Standing tall and narrow, it represents power, immortality, and the connection between heaven and earth. In contemporary culture, obelisks often appear in the background of films, music videos, and even urban architecture, subtly reinforcing themes of dominance, continuity, and the presence of ancient knowledge in modern society. Their presence is a reminder of the enduring influence of ancient symbols and the way they are repurposed to convey power in a contemporary context. Understanding these symbols is crucial for decoding the hidden messages in popular culture. When we see these symbols repeatedly in media, often in contexts that seem unrelated to their original meanings, it raises questions about the intentions behind their use. Are these symbols simply being used for their aesthetic value, or is there a deeper, more deliberate message being conveyed? By recognizing and interpreting these symbols, viewers can gain a deeper understanding of the narratives being presented to them, and the potential influence these symbols might have on their perceptions and beliefs. In conclusion, the occult symbols that permeate popular culture are far more than mere artistic flourishes. They are potent tools of communication that carry complex meanings and evoke specific emotional responses. By decoding these symbols, we can begin to unravel the hidden messages embedded in our favorite films, music, and even everyday advertising. This awareness allows us to engage with media on a more critical level, questioning the impact these symbols may have on our subconscious and our broader understanding of the world. Occult symbolism in children's entertainment is a particularly controversial and unsettling topic, raising serious concerns about the impact of these themes on young, impressionable minds. Cartoons, video games, and children's films are often seen as innocent and educational, designed to entertain while imparting valuable life lessons. However, a closer examination reveals that many of these media products contain occult symbols and themes that might not be as innocent as they appear. This has led to a growing debate over whether these elements are simply creative choices, or if they carry a deeper, more concerning purpose. One of the most striking examples of occult symbolism in children's media can be found in popular animated shows and movies. Symbols like the all-seeing eye, pentagrams, and even depictions of ritualistic practices often appear subtly in the background or as part of the storyline. For instance, shows like Gravity Falls and Adventure Time, which are wildly popular among younger audiences, have been noted for their frequent use of esoteric symbols and references to occult practices. While these elements are often presented in a whimsical or humorous way, the question remains, what impact do these symbols have on children who might not yet be able to critically analyze what they are seeing? The potential psychological impact of occult symbolism on young audiences is a major concern. Children are particularly vulnerable to the media they consume, as they are still developing their understanding of the world and are highly impressionable. Repeated exposure to occult symbols could influence their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in ways that are not immediately apparent. For example, symbols associated with dark magic, witchcraft, or secret societies might normalize these concepts, making them seem less threatening or even appealing. This normalization could lead to a blurring of the lines between fantasy and reality, potentially desensitizing children to the darker aspects of these symbols. Moreover, the use of occult symbolism in children's media raises ethical questions about the intentions of the creators. Are these symbols being used for shock value, to appeal to an older audience, or as part of a broader trend in entertainment? Or is there a more deliberate agenda at play, aimed at subtly influencing young minds? While it's easy to dismiss these concerns as overreactions, the pervasive presence of these symbols in media aimed at children suggests that this is an issue worth exploring. After all, the content that children consume plays a crucial role in shaping their perceptions and beliefs as they grow. Parents and guardians face a difficult challenge in navigating this landscape. With so much media available to children today, it can be hard to monitor everything they watch and play. However, being aware of the potential presence of occult symbolism in children's entertainment is a crucial first step. By paying attention to the content their children are exposed to and discussing the meanings behind certain symbols and themes, parents can help mitigate any potential negative effects and ensure that their children are consuming media in a healthy, informed way. In conclusion, the presence of occult symbolism in children's entertainment is a topic that demands careful consideration. While these symbols might be easy to overlook, their potential impact on young viewers cannot be ignored. As we continue to explore the deeper meanings behind the media that surrounds us, it's essential to remain vigilant about the content being presented to the most vulnerable members of our society. By doing so, we can help protect children from subtle influences that might shape their understanding of the world in ways we might not fully realize. Celebrity influence in the realm of occult symbolism is a phenomenon that has transformed modern celebrities into more than just entertainers. They have become icons, or in some cases, figures associated with occult imagery. Celebrities, with their vast reach and ability to shape public opinion, are often portrayed as modern-day deities or occult figures, whether intentionally or not. This portrayal is not only about their public personas, but also about the symbolism embedded in their work, fashion choices, and even public appearances. As fans idolize these figures, they are often drawn into the allure of occult imagery, sometimes without fully understanding the implications. Take Beyoncé, for example, who is often at the center of discussions about occult symbolism in the entertainment industry. Her music videos, performances, and even the symbolism in her fashion choices have sparked countless theories about her supposed connection to secret societies like the Illuminati. The imagery associated with her, from the repeated use of the all-seeing eye to the symbolic hand gestures, has led some to speculate that she is either intentionally or unwittingly promoting occult themes. Whether these symbols are used for shock value, artistic expression, or something more, the fact remains that they are powerful and carry significant cultural weight. Similarly, Kanye West's frequent use of religious and occult imagery has made him a lightning rod for controversy. His Jesus persona, with its blatant references to divinity and the occult, along with his use of inverted crosses and other esoteric symbols, has fueled speculation about his beliefs and intentions. West's influence on his fans, many of whom see him as a cultural and spiritual leader, means that these symbols are not just part of his personal brand, but also elements that resonate deeply with a large audience. This raises questions about how these symbols influence public perception and the broader cultural narrative. The cult of celebrity itself often mirrors the structure of religious or occult worship. Fans, or stans, devote themselves to their idols with a fervor that borders on the religious, following their every move, adopting their beliefs, and emulating their style. This devotion is amplified by the media, which often portrays these celebrities as larger-than-life figures, almost untouchable in their fame and influence. The use of occult symbolism by these celebrities, whether intentional or not, can enhance this perception, giving the impression that these figures possess a higher level of knowledge or power, further deepening the bond between the celebrity and their audience. This influence is not limited to music and fashion. It extends to the broader cultural and social movements that these celebrities often spearhead. When a celebrity embraces occult symbolism, it can lead to the normalization of these symbols in mainstream culture. For instance, the frequent use of pentagrams, all-seeing eyes, or Baphomet imagery in celebrity-driven fashion lines or music videos can desensitize the public to their original meanings, making these powerful symbols part of everyday culture. This normalization process can dilute the symbol's esoteric significance, but it also embeds them deeply into the collective consciousness. In conclusion, celebrities wield enormous power in shaping cultural trends and public perception, and their use of occult symbolism only amplifies this influence. Whether these symbols are used deliberately or simply as part of a broader aesthetic, their presence in the work of high-profile figures cannot be ignored. As fans and consumers, it's crucial to recognize the impact that these symbols can have, both on a personal and societal level. Understanding the connection between celebrity influence and occult symbolism allows us to engage more critically with the media we consume and to question the deeper meanings behind the images that permeate our culture. The psychological impact of occult symbolism in popular culture is a topic that delves into the deeper, often subconscious effects that repeated exposure to these symbols can have on the mind. While it's easy to dismiss these symbols as mere artistic choices or aesthetic elements, their consistent presence in movies, music, and even advertising suggests they might be influencing us in ways we don't fully understand. This raises a crucial question. Are we being subtly programmed by the media we consume, with these symbols shaping our thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors without our conscious awareness? One of the key ways in which occult symbolism can impact the psyche is through the process of subliminal messaging. When symbols are embedded in media in ways that are not immediately obvious, they can bypass the conscious mind and speak directly to the subconscious. This can create associations or trigger responses that the viewer or listener is not fully aware of. For example, the repeated use of the all-seeing eye in films and music videos might reinforce feelings of being watched or controlled, subtly influencing how we perceive authority or power structures in our own lives. Over time, these symbols can shape our understanding of the world in subtle but significant ways. Desensitization is another psychological effect of repeated exposure to occult symbols. When viewers encounter these symbols frequently, especially in non-threatening or entertainment contexts, they can become desensitized to their original meanings or implications. What was once seen as a symbol of rebellion, danger, or the supernatural may become normalized, even trivialized. This desensitization can dull our critical thinking skills, making us less likely to question the content we consume and more accepting of ideas that might otherwise seem unsettling or controversial. Moreover, the repetition of occult symbols can lead to a form of cultural conditioning. Just as advertisers use repetition to create brand recognition and loyalty, the consistent presence of occult imagery in popular culture can condition viewers to accept these symbols as part of the norm. This can have profound implications, particularly for younger audiences who are still developing their understanding of the world. When children and teenagers see these symbols repeatedly, they might begin to internalize the ideas they represent, shaping their values and beliefs in ways that align with the messages being conveyed by these symbols. The emotional resonance of occult symbols also plays a significant role in their psychological impact. Symbols like the pentagram, Baphomet, or the Eye of Providence carry with them a deep emotional weight, often associated with fear, mystery, or awe. When these symbols are used in media, they can evoke strong emotional responses, which can make the content more memorable and impactful. This emotional resonance can anchor the symbols deeply in the subconscious, influencing our reactions to similar symbols or themes in the future, often without our conscious realization. Finally, the psychological impact of occult symbolism raises concerns about mind control and manipulation. While this may sound extreme, the idea that media can subtly influence our thoughts and behaviors is well documented. When occult symbols are used strategically, they can become tools for guiding public perception, shaping social norms, or even influencing political and economic systems. This potential for manipulation makes it all the more important for viewers to be aware of the symbols they are exposed to and to question the underlying messages being presented. In conclusion, the psychological impact of occult symbolism in popular culture is both profound and complex. These symbols can influence us on a subconscious level, shaping our perceptions, emotions, and behaviors in ways we might not fully understand. As consumers of media, it's essential to be aware of these potential influences and to approach the content we engage with a critical eye, questioning the symbols we see and the messages they convey. By doing so, we can better protect our minds from subtle manipulation and maintain greater control over our thoughts and beliefs. The debate between critics and believers regarding occult symbolism in popular culture is intense and often polarizing, with each side presenting compelling arguments. On one hand, critics argue that the presence of occult symbols in movies, music, and other media is purely coincidental or a result of artistic freedom. They claim that these symbols are chosen for their aesthetic appeal, shock value, or cultural resonance, rather than for any hidden agenda. According to this view, the theories that suggest a deliberate attempt to influence or control the public through these symbols are overblown or rooted in paranoia. Critics often point to the nature of art and creativity as an explanation for the use of occult symbolism. Artists, directors, and musicians frequently draw on a wide range of influences, including mythology, religion, and historical symbolism, to add depth and meaning to their work. The use of symbols like the pentagram, the all-seeing eye, or Baphomet can be seen as part of this creative process, used to evoke certain themes or emotions rather than to convey hidden messages. For many creators, these symbols are tools to craft a narrative or aesthetic, not markers of an occult conspiracy. On the other hand, believers in the intentional use of occult symbolism argue that these symbols are too pervasive and consistent across various forms of media to be mere coincidence. They suggest that there is a deliberate effort by certain groups or individuals to embed these symbols into popular culture as a way of subtly influencing public consciousness. According to this perspective, the entertainment industry is being used as a vehicle to normalize occult practices and desensitize the public to ideas that would otherwise be considered controversial or dangerous. Believers often cite the repetitive nature of these symbols and their historical connections to secret societies as evidence of a larger agenda. They argue that the widespread presence of occult imagery is part of a strategy to manipulate viewers and listeners on a subconscious level, gradually conditioning them to accept certain ideologies or worldviews. This idea is supported by the fact that many of these symbols have specific meanings within esoteric traditions, meanings that are not always immediately apparent to the untrained eye. For believers, this hidden layer of meaning is key to understanding the true purpose behind the use of these symbols in popular culture. Another point of contention between critics and believers is the role of the media in shaping public perception. Critics maintain that media content is driven by market demands, creative expression, and trends, with no overarching agenda to influence or control the masses. Believers, however, argue that the media is a powerful tool for social engineering, capable of shaping beliefs, values, and behaviors through the careful use of symbolism and narrative. They see the recurring presence of occult symbols as part of a deliberate effort to guide society in a particular direction, often towards greater acceptance of occult ideas or practices. In this debate, the truth may lie somewhere in between. While it's possible that some uses of occult symbolism are purely artistic, the consistent and pervasive nature of these symbols suggests that they might carry more significance than critics acknowledge. Whether or not there is a coordinated effort to influence the public through these symbols, their impact on viewers and listeners is undeniable. They resonate on a deep, often subconscious level, influencing how we perceive the world and our place within it. Ultimately, the debate over occult symbolism in popular culture reflects broader concerns about the power of media and the potential for manipulation. Whether you side with the critics or the believers, it's clear that these symbols play a significant role in shaping the narratives we encounter daily. As consumers, it's important to approach media with a critical eye, questioning not only the overt messages, but also the subtle, symbolic elements that might influence our thoughts and beliefs in ways we don't fully understand. The power of awareness in recognizing and resisting the influence of occult symbolism in popular culture cannot be overstated. As we are constantly bombarded with media, from movies to music videos to advertisements, the ability to critically analyze what we consume is crucial. This isn't about paranoia, but about understanding the potential effects these symbols can have on our subconscious and how they might shape our worldview. By becoming more aware of these symbols and their meanings, we can better protect ourselves from unwanted influences and make more informed choices about the media we engage with. One of the first steps in resisting the influence of occult symbolism is education. Understanding the history, meanings, and context of these symbols allows us to see them for what they are, rather than accepting them at face value. For example, knowing that the all-seeing eye is traditionally a symbol of divine providence but has been co-opted in modern times to represent surveillance and control can change how we perceive its use in a music video or film. This knowledge empowers us to question the intent behind its use and consider what message the creator might be trying to convey. Critical thinking is another essential tool in resisting the subtle influence of occult symbolism. When we encounter these symbols in media, we should ask ourselves, why is this symbol being used? What does it represent in this context? Is it being used to evoke a certain emotion or to normalize a particular idea? By actively engaging with the media we consume, rather than passively absorbing it, we can better understand the underlying messages and decide whether they align with our values. This critical approach helps us to discern between harmless artistic expression and potential attempts to manipulate our perceptions. Being mindful of the accumulative effect of media exposure is also important. Occult symbols might not have a noticeable impact when encountered in isolation, but repeated exposure can gradually influence our thoughts and beliefs. This is why it's crucial to be aware of the patterns and recurring themes in the media we consume. If certain symbols or messages appear consistently across different platforms, it's worth considering how they might be shaping our attitudes over time. Awareness of these patterns allows us to take a step back and assess whether we're being subtly guided towards a particular worldview. Discussing and sharing insights with others is another powerful way to resist the influence of occult symbolism. By talking about what we see in the media, we can help each other recognize hidden messages and offer different perspectives. This collective awareness can break the power that these symbols might have when they go unnoticed. When we share our observations, we create a community of informed consumers who are less likely to be influenced by subliminal messages and more likely to question the content they engage with. Finally, we must remember that awareness leads to empowerment. By understanding the potential impact of occult symbolism, we can make conscious decisions about what media we choose to support and consume. We are not helpless against the influence of these symbols. Instead, we have the power to reject them or reinterpret them in ways that align with our personal beliefs. This conscious engagement with media allows us to take control of our own perceptions and resist any attempts to subtly shape our worldview without our consent. In conclusion, the power of awareness in resisting the influence of occult symbolism in popular culture is essential for maintaining control over our thoughts and beliefs. Through education, critical thinking, mindfulness, discussion, and conscious choice, we can protect ourselves from unwanted influences and engage with media on our own terms. This not only helps us navigate the complex landscape of modern entertainment, but also ensures that we remain active participants in shaping our own reality, rather than passive recipients of someone else's agenda. As we peel back the layers of popular culture, the presence of occult symbolism emerges as a powerful force that shapes the way we perceive and interact with the world around us. From the films we watch to the music we listen to, these symbols are embedded in our entertainment, often unnoticed but always influential. This exploration has taken us into the hidden corners of media, revealing a world where nothing is as it seems, and where the symbols we encounter carry meanings that go far beyond their surface appearance. Throughout this journey, we've uncovered how these symbols, whether rooted in ancient mysticism or modern esotericism, have been woven into the fabric of popular culture. They are more than just decorative elements. They are tools of communication, used to convey messages that can shape our thoughts, beliefs, and even our actions. Whether these messages are intentional or incidental, their impact on the collective consciousness is undeniable, influencing everything from social norms to personal worldviews. Understanding the hidden meanings behind these symbols empowers us to engage with media more critically and thoughtfully. It allows us to see beyond the surface, to question the narratives being presented to us, and to resist any subtle attempts at manipulation. By recognizing the potential influence of occult symbolism, we can make more informed choices about the media we consume and ensure that we remain in control of our perceptions and beliefs. But this awareness also comes with a responsibility. As consumers of media, we must continue to question and explore the content we engage with, never taking it at face value. The power of these symbols lies not just in their historical significance, but in their ability to resonate with us on a subconscious level. By staying informed and vigilant, we can protect ourselves from unwanted influences and maintain the integrity of our own thoughts and ideas. In the end, the unseen forces shaping our reality are not as hidden as they might seem. They are present in the symbols that surround us, in the stories we are told, and in the images that captivate us. By understanding these forces, we gain the power to navigate the complex landscape of modern media with greater clarity and confidence. The journey into the world of occult symbolism is not just about uncovering hidden truths. It's about empowering ourselves to see the world as it truly is, and to make choices that reflect our true selves. As we conclude this exploration, let it serve as a reminder that in a world where symbolism and meaning are intertwined, nothing should be accepted without question. The more we understand the symbols that shape our culture, the more we can ensure that our reality is shaped by our own intentions, rather than by unseen forces. Stay informed, stay curious, and most importantly, Stay vigilant in a world where the lines between truth and illusion are often blurred.